Welcome back. It's a No Query Friday. Query and Schultz, Fox Sports 97.5. Jake's in Toronto. He rejoins me on Monday. We'll have Kevin Bowen, Colts.com, coming in studio, but also another in-studio guest. And this actually came together late. And sometimes, every once in a while, a listener or somebody will email me, and I'll flag it. I'll do that little star thing that we have on Outlook. I hate Outlook, but we have that little star thing that you can say, okay, I want to read this later. And then I'll completely forget about it. And that's exactly what happened with this email that I got from a guy named Josh about this Southside Wiffle Ball League having an all-star game, and they wanted me to come and MC it, which I'm honored. That would have been awesome. But because we just got back from vacation and my wife's on her rotation and I've got the baby and everything else, I just couldn't make it happen. But I said, hey, why don't you send your buddy Brendan here in studio and we can talk wiffle ball for a segment or two. And Brendan Dudas joins us right now on Fox Sports 97.5. It's great to have you here in studio, man.
Thanks for having me, Derek.
Man, you got the all-star shirt and everything. You guys are...
I've got it. Yeah,
this is like a professional thing here.
I just went and picked these up. I wanted to show it off to you. You know, they're brand new. Still smell like
it's sweet.
Fresh out of the box.
It's got the Indy skyline and everything involved there, the sponsors and the whole deal. So tell me about this Wiffle Ball League, because this sounds, no offense to the Trumbull Wiffle Ball League, but this sounds a little bit more serious than some 15 and 16-year-old kids in suburban Connecticut kind of screwing around 20 years ago.
Yeah, so in some senses, it is way more serious. I mean, my goal is to go over the top with it. I mean, we do Cy Young, Silver Slugger, MVP. We have YouTube clips, and of course the All-Star Game. We do the Home Run Derby. We've got PA announcers and photographers coming out, and really, I mean, at the top of the league, you know, like I was telling you earlier, we had 2 professional wiffle ball players show up this year, and they're kind of mowing everybody down, but it's created a challenge for some of the better guys in the league. But at the bottom of the league, we've got guys that have never picked up a bat before, so. I think, you know, there's a place for everybody of any talent level in the league, and there's a spot for everybody to come in and have fun. And I've sort of, you know, kind of tried to make the rules to where everyone can enjoy it, and, you know, you shouldn't be up there and not able to put the ball in play because you're not having fun at that point. So.
How did this all come together? Because you're a Perry Meridian guy.
Yep.
Were you just in class? I'll tell you, with the Trumbull Wiffle Ball League, when I was in high school and when we were a little bit younger, when we formed the league, it was after my freshman year, and my buddy Stolman, who was actually the best man at my wedding, we used to have home run derbies in the backyard. When my folks had a big backyard. But it got to the point where we got old enough where we were hitting the house. And my parents said, hey, no more, even metal bats and tennis balls. We broke a window. Don't do that anymore. So we started playing wiffle ball back there, and he said, hey, we should just form a league and have a couple of guys come over. So we had four guy teams just with other high school friends, and we just play on Saturdays and whatever else, and it was just kind of this informal thing, and then it grew to 6 teams and then 8 teams, and then people started smoking and bringing beer and stuff like that over, and my parents said, hey, no more wiffle ball league. But how did this get off the ground for you guys down there on the south side?
So weirdly enough, that's almost the exact way we got started. When we were in middle school, younger kids, we all played on travel baseball teams together. We'd get home from a tournament early on a Sunday or whatever, and we'd go out and try to keep playing. And, you know, as you guys tried with the baseball, you started hitting the ball too far, and we realized we didn't have the room for it. And I got to searching on the internet and found wiffle ball was a big thing. I found a national wiffle ball page and all this stuff that ranks players, and I mean, you name it. So in 2009, we really started. We'd have 2 or 3 tournaments a year. They were cash tournaments. Everybody pitched in, and then the winner took all. And it wasn't until 4 years ago in 2014 that we decided, let's do a league. And I wish we had done it sooner. You know, we could have 7 years under our belt at this point, but it is what it is. And so, like I said, 2014, we started the actual league, and we started with 4 teams like you did, expanded to 6, then 8 last year and 8 this year. We've gone from the original field we had was poorly positioned. The wind blew in, and
that makes it really tough.
That is, has a big effect on a wiffle ball game. So we flipped the field, put it in the back corner, built 2 fields.
Wow.
And now we've got lights on our main field. So I think every year we learn a little bit, and every year the league gets a little better. And it's really awesome. So.
You've got a baseball background. You played at UND.
Yeah.
How many other guys, you mentioned a couple of professional wiffle ball players, but how many other guys actually have like baseball, either high school or college baseball experience?
I'd say probably half the league.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of high school baseball players for the most part, and 3 or 4 guys from UND that I've gotten to come over, and then a couple guys, Anderson University and Vincennes down south, and a lot of different talent levels, like I said. So all those guys help keep the league very competitive, and they're pretty spread out on each team so that every team has a shot.
But you can speak to this. It obviously, I'm sure it helps to have baseball experience. But we had a couple of guys. I remember, our team, our high school team. Connecticut is the size of a thimble, but they made the state finals when we were seniors in high school, and we had a couple of guys off that team who were like all conference and all that come over one time, and they were kind of huffing and puffing about how they were going to dominate the league, and then they get there and they kind of realize that it's a lot different than what they're used to.
That's what I tell everybody. I mean, it's a tiny stick and a plastic ball, and I mean, if you overswing, it's not going to go very far. And I mean, like my buddy Josh, he has no baseball experience, about the most uncoordinated guy I've ever met. But I mean, he hit 17 home runs last year, and
wow.
I mean, there's a spot for everybody in the league to be successful and to be competitive. And
I have a couple of questions rules wise. Do you guys play baseball rules, or do you play wiffle ball distance rules, where a certain distance it's hit, then it's a single, double?
We play baseball rules. So,
okay, that's what we did too.
Yeah. So the wiffle ball rules I think are more geared towards old men that don't want to run the bases.
Yeah.
But we love running the bases.
Or if you have space problems where you can't really get out there.
So
and
we
do
do pitcher's hand to first base, peg outs in between bases. You run the bases. Our pitch speed, we try to keep medium to fast. If we've got two really good teams going at it, they'll pitch a little faster, but we try to keep things competitive.
Do you have umps, or do you have a strike zone set up?
So there's the strike zone. It's just a board behind home plate.
That's what we had too.
Yep. And then as far as umpiring goes, it's hard to find guys that want to come out there and umpire a game. So usually there's people sitting on the sidelines that'll help umpire, and you really only have to do safe out to first base, and for the most part, everybody's pretty honest, and we don't have any issues there. But once we get into playoffs is when things get pretty competitive, and we try to have a guy on the side that's disconnected.
Sam or Bordop wanted to know, because everybody gives me a hard time about this. We had our ghost runner rule was that you had to be forced in, and the only way that this really popped up where it's controversial is that if there was a runner on second and a ghost runner on second, and you doubled, the ghost runner would only go to third because technically he wasn't forced to score. But what are your ghost runner rules?
So a lot of teams will have 3 or 4 guys, and so you've got to position your ghost runner strategically. And we just play that the ghost runner moves as far as the batter moves. So if the batter hits a double and he's on second, the ghost runner goes to home.
Well, everybody has different. There's some regional. Rule
I don't think
changes
that's regional. I think that's just common
there.
sense.
I think what you'll find, Sam, is that when you get out, and Sam hasn't really branched out past Indiana and Ohio and Michigan. When you get out of the Midwest, you'll realize that the rest of the country plays that you have to force the ghost runner in. That's the rule.
Okay.
You're never going to buy that, are you?
No.
We're live in studio with Brendan Dudas of the Indy Southside Wiffle Ball League. We're going to talk about their All-Star game next. I just want to quiz him more. I'm fascinated by this because I have such a passion for wiffle ball, and this sounds like a really cool league that you guys have put together. So you have time to hang out for a couple more?
Absolutely.
We'll come back with Brendan next. It's Query Schultz on Fox Sports 97.5. Will Carroll's going to join us in about 10 minutes in his usual Friday spot, ModusGlobal.com, the injury expert. Talk a little NBA, baseball, football with him. We're here in studio with Brendan Dudas. He's part of the Indy Southside Wiffle Ball League. They have their All-Star game tomorrow. You can check them out on Twitter at IndySSWiffle, also SSIndyWiffleball.com. Speaking of Twitter, the tweets pouring in about the Ghost Runner rule at Schultz975. This from Aaron. Derek, you're correct. Don't listen to him. The Ghost Runner has to be forced home. This from the all-knowing Tracy Forner. I hate it when I agree with Schultz. Ghost Runner must be forced. This from David. Must agree with you on the Ghost Runner rule. We played that they had to be forced into score. So go ahead and direct all those tweets to Sam Rumpsa on Twitter, and then you'll be able to actually put those to where they need to be, because Sam is the person that gives me the hardest time about the Ghost Runner rule. So the wiffle ball game tomorrow, is this like the halfway point of your season, or is this just something that you guys decided, hey, let's just organize an all-star game?
So this is our 4th all-star game that we've done. Each year, like I said, we dedicate it to raising money for Whitley's Wishes, and our little fund is called Wifflin for Whitley. But
real quick, tell us about Willie's Wishes, because this is actually a really cool tie-in that you guys have with the league.
I was able to find a cool purpose for my league, and I lost my niece a few years back to a rare pediatric brain cancer called DIPG. And if you remember Lauren Hill,
of course,
that's the same disease that she died from, and it's obviously very close to me. So we decided that each year we're going to hold 2 events. We're going to hold a fundraiser tournament and a fundraiser all-star game, and in the 3 years leading up to here, we've raised about $2,500, which isn't a lot, but just built from nothing. I think it's pretty cool, and It's given us a little extra motivation for running the league and given us a purpose above all, which is, a really cool thing. Usually, it's tough to find a purpose for things you do.
So are we talking home run derby and all that too, or is there just an all-star game?
The whole 9 yards. Yeah, we're doing home run derby. We've got player intros. We've got a guy from Singing Hoosiers coming to sing the national anthem.
I heard Doyle has been out there before.
Doyle's coming.
He wrote an article for you guys?
So I raised my 2 nephews. Maddie, my girlfriend, and I took them on, and we've been raising them for about 3 years now. And Greg, wrote an article about the league and us raising them and handling college at the same time. And he came out and he hit a ball over the tree in right field, which I don't think anybody's heard the end of since. And he's like, I proclaim this Doyle's tree. So, we got a banner made. It says Doyle's tree, and he claims he's going to clear the tree and then name the yard behind it Doyle's yard.
So he went out there and actually held his own.
He did, yeah. He's got a nice swing.
Man, I wouldn't have thought that. But that's the beauty of wiffle ball, right? You can have, kind of a bald, skinny sort of dude like Doyle, not really an intimidating physical presence, and he can go out there and hit a ball over a tree.
Yep.
It's the best thing about it. So Indy SS Wiffle on Twitter, and then the website, again, is ssindywifleball.com, and you've got the charity information that I saw that's actually
right there.
on there, right?
And then if you go to the events page on there, which is the right word on the menu, you can find that our all-star information is right there. And then we've also got sign up for the tournament. You enter your information, we'll get in touch with you. It's $40. The money will all go towards the charity.
Can you doctor the bats or balls?
No.
Do you allow that to happen?
Yeah, just the handle. We try to keep everything as standard as possible. I mean, a lot of leagues, they'll tape their barrels or they'll let them use the big black bats, but we keep it simple. Just the regular
and standard
ball. Yep.
Yellow
regular
wiffle
ball, no
bat.
scuffs.
Mm-hmm.
The regular bat, you can put whatever tape you want on the handle and go from there.
Because the first year of the league, we did that same thing where we never doctored the balls because what's the point? You know what I mean? You should never do anything to the actual wiffle balls.
Yeah.
But the bats, we let people after the first year start to use tape on the barrels, but then it got a little bit out of hand with what people were using and electrical tape and duct tape and whatever else. And so we just decided, you know what? Let's just go back to the pure and simple yellow bats, and you can change the grip up if you really want to. But this is a really cool thing, man. Thanks for coming in studio to talk about it, because I just, I think we all, regardless of whether you had a league like I did, much more of a disorganized league than what Brendan has, or a serious league like what this Indy Southside Wiffle Ball is, I think we've all gotten in our backyard before as kids and played wiffle ball or some kind of organized baseball game before. And it's a great game, and it's just a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to getting out there. I know that I can't make it tomorrow, but I would love to go out and see what you guys have going on, because that'd be really cool.
Yeah. It gives everybody a chance to come out and hang out. And I mean, at this time in our lives, we're getting so busy with the end of college and jobs and everything. And we all stay in touch through it. So, it's very important to us, and we put a lot of time and effort into it, and like to show the guys off and show what they've been doing all year.
Very cool. ssindywifleball.com for more, at IndySSWiffle on Twitter as well. And the All-Star Game is tomorrow. Thanks for coming in studio, man.
No problem.
Really appreciate it. That's Brendan Dudas, 239-1260.